and welcome back to another episode of the Dumpster Diaries Podcast. I'm Moses Wartooth. I'm here with Justin Allen, and the holiday season is upon us.
It's just like my favorite time of the year, man. So by the time this comes out, I mean, it's basically Thanksgiving time, you know, and then shortly after we're rolling to Christmas and New Year's and stuff, man. But Thanksgiving's a good time, man. I'm really excited about it. You got any big plans for Thanksgiving?
No, very traditional, just have it at my grandma's place.
Yeah.
Very small family type stuff. That's the way I like it, man. As you know, and everybody else probably can tell, I don't really like a lot of people, so this is good. I just eat some meat and bread, call it a day.
Yeah, I'm going to my girlfriend's parents, so because I'm basically an orphan, so I don't have any family really. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have somewhere to go this year because usually I just stay by myself and like watch TV like it's any other day. So that's why I do comedy, guys. It makes me laugh. Forget about my real problems.
You crying clown.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. Thanksgiving's good. Thanksgiving is something I didn't really enjoy too much as a kid, but the older I get, the more I like it.
I do too. It's really like aside from food, like there's no responsibility. You just show up, talk to your family, or whoever you choose to have the holiday with.
Yeah. You know, or you get around those psychos that make everyone say what they're thankful for.
Yeah.
It's like, you know. But no, yeah, Thanksgiving's good, man. The food is a fucking bomb, dude. That's like that's the bee's knees right there, man. You got your go-to dishes that you go to on that?
Dude,
fuck it all up.
Honestly, the rolls, man. I like
the rolls.
Yeah,
really?
like I pretty much don't eat bread throughout the fucking year, but then. I like those. They're Sister Schubert, man. They're frozen. They're probably like $3 for a 10-pack, dude. I'll eat that pan, man. I'll slab them bitches up with butter.
Dude, mine is stuffing and turkey gravy.
Yeah?
Like, I will eat a pound of that shit easy. Like, I'll eat till I get sick, man.
What, I know, and I do like dressing, like, because everybody does it different. And, like, the Northerners do it different from Southerners. You know, like, in the military, have you ever had, like, the Northerners cook dressing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dog shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you come down here, and then it's like
real good food. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's why everyone's fat as fuck in the South.
Very true.
Because we actually know how to cook, man. So, it's excited, man. So this is the first time I ever really get to meet, like, my girlfriend's, like, family. Like, I mean, I've met her mom and her dad before, but...
yeah, this will be, like, your first big holiday, like, family event type thing.
In, like,
with
years that I've ever been to one, so it's weird, because I just show up, like, Oliver Twist, like a fucking orphan or something, and like, please, sir, I want some more. More? You know, so, and then, like, I don't know, like, it's kind of sad. It was kind of funny too sometimes. Like, I'll tell people my story and then they'll just get like really sad, especially like older people. You know, they'll be like, you can come to our house for the holiday. I'm like, no, I'm fine.
Like, no. I wasn't fishing for an invite over here.
Yeah, I'm fine. You just ask. I told you. You know? So they're like, well, how do you deal with it? We're like, well, usually I would just drink, but I'm on a sobriety train right now. So, you know, like right now I'm just living alone with my thoughts in the dark. That's all it is. And I'm watching Game of Thrones for like the third time now. So.
But you and your family, you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. Don't you worry about me.
That was one thing I liked about being in the military, man, because like I spent basically almost every holiday gone from anyone that I really know or anything like that. And that was mostly back when I did have some family that was alive and stuff still. And so at least then, you know, with that, like, you know, whether you're deployed or you're just overseas in general and stuff, like you're just surrounded by like, they're all in the shit with you.
Yeah.
And it's typically young guys, and it's like you kind of find your own family there, you know. And that's what I really enjoyed. So like every year, especially like Thanksgiving and Christmas, like especially once I became a non-commissioned officer, like a sergeant, staff sergeant, but then I would like actually like help cooking out for like a lot of the junior enlisted guys and stuff like that, and it was a good time, man. Like I do miss that.
I do too, honestly. Yeah, like my first duty station was in New Mexico, and my tattoo artist would always invite me over for Thanksgiving dinner. She was cool as fuck. Her husband was like an old school tattooer and a radio host. Yeah. It was never a dull moment at their house. So like they would invite me and then also my roommates and shit. So we would all go to their house and have Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, and then like Christmas in Iraq. For me, it was just like whatever, but it was kind of weird to see everyone getting really sad because they're not around their families. And I'm over, and they're like, "Dude, you seem like really fine." I'm like, Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Another day.
Another day, another dollar. So, we're gonna go delete.
We're gonna get the terrorists there.
We're gonna go delete another village today, like, you know. So, but yeah, no, it's good, you know. But like I said, man, Thanksgiving is one of those things. Like the older I get, the more I kind of appreciate it and stuff like that. As long as you're in good company and stuff. There's nothing worse than being at a holiday event you don't want to be at, you know.
Yeah, man. having to fake that good mood.
Yeah. But then, you know, I don't know, like this year's been kind of weird, man, because it's not normally already they're playing Christmas music on the radio, and like Thanksgiving hasn't even happened, you know. It seems, I don't know, it seems a little different this year. I don't know what's going on, but like something just seems a little off about the holiday seasons. I mean, like where we're at in Texas, it's normally freezing cold by now, and it's not at all. Like, I mean, it's relatively warm. I don't know, people's moods seem everyone seems a lot more chill and like in place about things. And maybe that has something to do with the election that just occurred.
I know the people around me, well, I was working yesterday and the guy was like, yeah, he's like, I really breathed a sigh of relief after the election results. So he's like, yeah, I did too. I feel like a lot of people have that same feeling. So
I think that's kind of what was going on, man. Like,
everyone was just like, worried.
Like, you know, like waiting on that pregnancy test or something.
Exactly,
like, fuck, what's it gonna be? Come on. So, but yeah, you know, so everyone seems a little chill this holiday season, which is good, man.
It is. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Like the holiday season is not supposed to be stressful. You're not supposed to be like, I know a lot of people do overstress that shit because I don't know, for whatever reason they think everything has to be perfect. Just fuck it, dude. Just enjoy this.
I like the imperfect sides of it.
Yeah,
some of the best holidays I've ever had have just been like being at friends' houses and stuff.
Yeah, man. That's normally the best thing anyway.
Yeah. Like it'd be like a normal Saturday, but it's just like it just happens to be Thanksgiving or like New Year's Eve or something.
Yeah, like my Thursday night tradition on Thanksgiving is margarita night at my friend's house. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's going on like 4 or 5 years running straight now. So
shit, what's today? Wednesday?
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow night?
It's tomorrow.
Shit, I might come out there actually.
You know you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
We'll have
fuck it, I'll come out there, man.
The buckets of margaritas.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll give you. You can have your water.
Because I'm not drinking.
Yeah. But it's still a good time either way.
Still a good time.
We're gonna have a bonfire, do the normal shit, probably shoot off some guns in a house, but whatever.
Yeah. We do have one friend though that has had a lot of accidental discharges with firearms, and anytime he's holding it, I stand behind him for sure. Because like, you know, normally you're like at a range, you're shooting, you'll stand next to somebody or something. But with him, I will definitely take a step back and be directly behind him.
And then
there's been a few of those.
Yeah, and then a few of our other friends have not, although they have had military training, would not trust that dude around a gun around any of us.
No. I remember one time a friend handed me an AR-15. He was like, "Oh, it's cleared. Like, there's nothing in there." And then you were there that night, and then I just pointed it into the woods just to be sure. And I just pulled the trigger, and 3 more rounds come out, and he's just waving it around. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on.
And he, I'm not gonna name names, but he supposedly had the most weapons training out of every one of us.
Yeah, we just changed the names to protect the innocent here.
Yeah.
You know? But we got some wild friends. I mean, it's just people that live out in the country, like out in the middle of nowhere. Because I mean, we really do live in the sticks, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, dude. I don't know. The holidays are like good, man. You know, if you like the show, you watch it. All 27 of you have good holidays, man. Like really get into it, man. It's really just all about the people, man. And,
just as corny as it sounds, be thankful for who you're hanging around with during those times.
For sure, man.
Because not all of them are gonna be there. The next time.
That's really what matters, man. Trust me on that one.
Yeah.
So, but But you know, I think it's good. You know, I think America kind of needs more of that, and that was the one thing. Like, especially when I lived in Europe, they always seemed to have holidays and festivals, and everyone was really like close and tight knit. And then like in America, it seems like at least for a while, like we kind of alienated ourselves from each other.
Mm-hmm.
As, you know, like we talked about, I think on the previous episode or two, with the explosion of social media and tech and all that. It's ironic that the more connected we become, the more isolated we become.
Exactly.
You know, and like these are moments where if you can just put the fucking phone down, you know, you can make memories that last, and you can have those connections with people that really matter in your life. You know, like you can live in the real world.
Your little TikTok dance can wait, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy your fucking Thanksgiving dinner with your family.
Yeah. So I'm excited. You know, I got to get a few plans, so it'll be good. I got to do a little bit of traveling to get to some of these people, but that's all right because I hate driving. But out of all the holiday season, man, what's your go-to holiday, man? Like, what is it? Is it Thanksgiving? Is it Christmas? Is it New Year's? Is it Halloween?
It's
like,
fucking Halloween, dude.
Halloween? Yeah, Halloween's a good time, man.
I mean, I don't have to do anything. Like, there's no expectations.
Sure.
You just fucking eat some candy, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, do whatever.
I think for me, man, every year what I do, god damn, this is gonna sound depressing saying this shit. So what I do, because, you know, I mean, I got a girlfriend now, but, you know, single, no family, you know, mom's gone, no grandparents, none of that shit, you know. So what I do is every year on Thanksgiving I would go out to eat, right? Because the restaurants will be open. So I'd go out to eat, and then every Christmas I would go see a movie. And FYI, like, if you guys don't get on the fucking movie theater train on Christmas night, like, that's a whole sub-community of people who do that. Like a movie theater on Christmas night will be packed. Like, it's crazy, but it's cool to do. And they usually have, like, at least one bomb-ass movie that comes out.
Yeah.
Which we do need to talk about movies, because I just went and saw Wicked and Gladiator, like, back-to-back. And those are two big movies that just dropped or whatever. We need to talk about those or whatever, But yeah, that's kind of what I've done. You know, Thanksgiving, like, go out to eat. Christmas, you know, go to a movie and stuff like that. But god damn, that sounds depressing as shit, dude.
I don't know.
I mean, it's cool. Like, you know, I do my own thing, you know, and then, like, you got other friends that are single or don't have anywhere to be, or they're done with their family shit. Then it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, then you hang out with your friends, you know, and it's cool. But yeah, I think I don't know, man. For me, for the holidays, I mean, New Year's is always a blast.
Yeah, New Year's, it's always fun.
Yeah, as long as you really do some shit.
As long as you're semi-responsible.
Yeah, don't drink and drive, you know, that's...
Yeah.
You know what's funny is, it's interesting enough, all right, so you should never drink and drive, there's that, but the people in my life that I know who do that habitually, alcoholics, it's funny because they never get behind the wheel of a car on a holiday.
They're not stupid. Whenever you're a professional, you know when to not do things.
It's the regular people that do it. You know?
And they have way less practice, so they're the ones that shouldn't even be doing it anyway. You get a bunch of idiots that don't know how to do this doing it. Whereas if it was the alcoholics that were drinking like they do every damn night, they'd be fine.
It's the only time you see some alcoholics stay home. They'd be like, "Ooh, I ain't fucking going out."
No, there's too many cops out tonight.
So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I think I enjoy Christmas night. Like, I think it's cool. Like, when everything's kind of wherever you spend it at, or wherever I spend it at, the dust kind of settles, and then something about going and, like, checking out and seeing that movie and kind of just being alone, and, like, that's all that fucking matters is that movie. But I'm a cinephile, man. Like, I'm obsessed with movies. I grew up on them, and then, like, the whole, like, at least for me, the whole thing that comes from watching movies on Christmas, that's something that my mom did with me growing up.
Oh, I gotcha. So that has a little bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, it kind of brings me back to, like, you know, a happier time and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But speaking of movies, get off the holidays and all that stuff, because we're gonna have plenty to talk about as the coming weeks that, you know, come with that. We should give each other gifts on the show and open them. You know? All right, for our Christmas special, I am wearing a fucking Santa hat. I will tell you that. But two big movies just came out in theaters. Actually, man, it was Wicked, and based on the musical, and then it was Gladiator 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when you said both those, I was like, I thought both of those were already movies.
Yeah. So Wicked was a musical, Broadway. Well, it was a book, and then it became a musical, and so then they just made it into a movie, right? And it's one of the highest performing musicals ever. It's good. It's a good story. It's a good take on the Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz. It shows how she's actually the good person, and she's just been slandered and all this other shit. And
Dorothy was a lying whore.
Basically. So it was good, you know, and because it is a musical and it is extremely popular, and it's been on Broadway, I think, for well over a decade now.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw it when I took a trip to London, and that was years ago. But the theaters have been having to do a thing where they post signs like telling people not to sing along, because it's a 2.5 hour movie. because they did it in 2 parts, which kind of pissed me off. Because the actual
They did the movie in 2 parts?
Yes. So they'll do like part 1. So like with plays and musicals, they'll standard. Sometimes they'll have 3 acts, but they'll have like act 1, act 2, act 3, right? But typically just part 1, part 2, act 1, act 2, right? So what they did in a money fucking grab is they made it in 2 parts, right? When the actual live musical itself is only like 2.5 hours long.
Hell, fucking Marvel movies are like 3.5 hours.
Yeah. And so they did only part 1, which, as far as the climax goes and all that and being like intense, is like the most boring part of the story.
So it just ends on like not much of nothing, like no.
Basically, yeah.
It's just like tune in next year.
Yeah,
part 2
in 2 years you'll be able to get to the other side of this story, you know. But it was just funny, like seeing them having to tell people not to sing along because it was ruining like the theatrical experience for like other people.
True, dude. If I paid money and I was like, I'm not paying to see this motherfucker sing. Like, shut the fuck up. Let me listen to the professionals.
The professionals doing this, you know.
So is the whole thing a musical? Or is it like kind of like a Disney movie as far as...
It's like a Disney movie,
okay.
Yeah. I'll say like 50-50. Like, okay. So it has like, you know, half of it is them singing and stuff like that, and the other half is a straight like normal
story
dialogue.
Stuff. I gotcha.
To build that structure around that or whatever. So, but it was pretty good. I don't have any complaints, man. I know the movie, I don't know if you saw this, was catching a lot of shit, though. Like, a lot of critics were coming out because the woman that was cast to play this is a lot of what I was seeing. I think it's completely irrelevant. It doesn't fucking matter. But the woman who was cast to play the Wicked Witch, Elphaba, the character, is a black woman, right? And they were like, oh, like it became like this DEI like bullshit or whatever. And then it was just like, we need to give people the opportunity to do this. This is why she needs this role. And then there was other people like, this is bullshit. You shouldn't fucking do it. However you fucking feel on the spectrum. At the end of the day, all I want to say is the fucking character is green. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like the Hulk was supposed to be black.
Yeah, dude. It's like, it's fucking green, man. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for that shit, like, it literally, the only thing that should matter is the person's voice. Like, are they capable of playing that part good?
Like, now, if you want to say there's, like, a movie made on, like, some historical shit and you want to cast, like, a person of color as, like, Queen Elizabeth from England, I could see you having an argument with that. Yeah, I could see you having an argument with that. I really can. You know what I mean? Like,
or even, like...
You try to get, like, some fucking white dude cast as, like, a Native American. You know what I mean? Or, like, that shit that fucking... Colin Farrell fucking played with Alexander the Great. It's got a white dude with blonde hair with a Scottish accent running around.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, this dude isn't fucking Greek or whatever. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, you know?
How do you feel about The Little Mermaid being black?
I don't know. That shit doesn't really bother me, man. It really doesn't. I know it, like, created a lot of issues, but, like, okay, this is what I'll say. Fuck, dude. I don't want to go on another rant. I was trying to be cheerful this holiday season. Okay, so here's what I feel about anything. This goes with jobs. This goes with school. This goes with the theatrical arts. Like, you name it, man. Like, anything it may be, music, whatever. Right person for the right job. Simple as that. Can they do it? Are they good at it? Are they the best at it? That's what you want, man. If you're making a fucking film that's worth $200 million, you want an actress that's going to do it right and just sell it and send it. And that's all I want to see.
Unless...
Now.
Historically accurate shit.
Yeah. I prefer personally, because I do read a lot of history books, I want that, if I'm watching a recreation of something from history, I want that as accurate as humanly possible. That's what I want. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's kind of the point.
It is. Now, when you bring in the DEI forced fucking bullshit, that's where I start to have a fucking problem. When people start getting literally passed up for opportunities because of the color of their skin or their sexual orientation or whatever it may be, or you try to force shit on fucking people, I'm not fucking playing that shit. You know what I mean?
Like on a Civil War movie and all the Southerners are trans people and stuff.
Yeah, you know. Have a white guy playing Malcolm X. Some shit, you know what I mean?
But, Robert Downey Jr. is Martin Luther King.
And the thing is, like, with that DEI shit is the reason why it fucking pisses people off so much is because it is truly a double standard. Because at the end of the day, it is a bunch of lingo that has been made up to demonize one group of people, and that is straight white men.
Yeah.
Simple as that. That is what that is, and that is fucking racism, and that is bullshit. And no one wants to call it what it fucking is.
But luckily, I will say, I do feel like we're seeing a decline on DEI as a whole, because people are realizing the people with money, the people that pay to do shit or see shit, don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And you're making movies to make money, and you do some you pull some bullshit, whether it's movies, music, whatever it may be, man. You pull some bullshit, people see through it, and you will lose money on that.
It's like the fucking Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs shit.
Yeah, dude, it's like, come on, man, dude. Like, if I was someone who suffered from dwarfism, right? I would be like, fuck yeah, give me that role, man. Like that dude.
This is what I was born to do.
Yeah, like that dude who played, what is his name? He played Willow, and then he played the Goblin in Harry Potter and all. He has like been like, this is what I look like. This is who I am as a person.
This gives me an out to do something with my, how I look.
Yeah, with his abilities, how he was born, what he was gifted with. He's like, I can play these roles. I'm a professional actor, and he owns it and never bitches and complains about it.
Or like the dude from Austin Powers, whatever his name is.
Yeah, and it's just like, fuck it, dude. Like,
and then to give it to like a tall black guy just because he's black, that makes no sense.
No goddamn sense whatsoever. And people see through it and they don't enjoy it because it becomes bullshit, and that's all. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's just bad writing. It really is. That's why, like, when you go on, like, HBO Max and it's, like, some DEI bullshit, you saw it a lot in June. Like, it would be, like, LGBTQ, AI plus, whatever, fucking insert voices or whatever. How many times have you seen that fucking category, right? And then you'll have a TV show or a movie, and then all of a sudden they introduce, like, a trans character or some gay, like, an alternative lifestyle, whatever, and it feels really forced, and it's like, what is going on?
Because there's no reason for it in the actual story.
That is shitty writing. And I am a writer. Like, I write a fuck ton, dude, and it's like, that shit infuriates me. You're just taking an easy way out, what you think is the populist way out. Fuck you. You're not a fucking writer. You're a fucking sellout.
Yeah, and people are going to see it and not enjoy it anyway, which defeats the purpose of you trying to inject some fucking thing that shouldn't be in there in the first place.
Just make something good. Just as simple as that.
And really, if you want to make a trans story, just write a good trans story and have trans people in it. I mean, there's nothing against that, but don't just force it in some bullshit that it doesn't need to be in.
Yeah. Like Gladiator 3, like, he fucking comes out, oh, you're not entertained, like, wearing a fucking dress and shit, like, whatever.
Waving the trans flag.
But yeah, so I guess, go back to your question, like, did I have a problem with the Little Mermaid being a black lady? No, not at all. Like, I thought, what I saw of it, because I don't really watch Disney movies anyway.
Fuck Disney.
Yeah, fuck Disney. I'm pretty sure they're trafficking children, actually, at this fucking point. Yeah. But,
allegedly.
Disney's the one that will sue you.
Yes, they will sue you. Sure. Disney and Nintendo, man. Don't fuck with those two. With them, dude.
But yeah, so I don't have a problem with it. It's just the forced bullshit. And because all that is racism cloaked. That's all it is. And I think America's waking up to it, and they're like, fuck this shit. You know what I mean? Like, kiss my ass. And that was like the thing that got me about living in Europe and stuff. Even though they had slavery, they had, in some cases, like, even way more atrocious shit than we did.
Oh, yeah.
They don't fucking have these goddamn problems.
Dude, they've been around for way longer than us, and the further back you go, the more fucked up the shit is. Like,
yeah, dude. It's like, can we just, like, fucking acknowledge, like, yeah, like, history's fucked, like, it happens, like, can we just try to focus on now and make things better, you know? Like, can we do that? Like, is that so fucking hard? You know? But, whatever.
Be nice.
That's a fucking wild thought.
That's what I'm thankful for this holiday season.
But all right, fuck it. Second movie, Gladiator 2, man. I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Dude, when did the first Gladiator movie came out? A long time ago.
It's like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Man. And dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude.
What's the main dude?
Russell Crowe?
Yeah, I guess. Was that him?
Yeah, I mean the actor. Yeah, it was Russell Crowe. He was the main guy. Yeah, yeah. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. That's probably in the top 10. The first Gladiator, probably in the top 10 best movies ever fucking made in the last century.
Was he in the second one?
No.
They just, or I guess it was just a totally new character.
Do you remember the first one?
No.
Okay. Well, you remember. Okay, so basically, Russell Crowe was a general. He gets like fucked over. He gets ousted. Basically, there's a coup. The emperor's son's trying to become the emperor when he doesn't want, like, the emperor doesn't want his son to be it. It's Joaquin Phoenix. He's like crazy dude and all this other shit, trying to fuck his sister, all that crap, right? And so,
I like Joaquin.
Yeah. And so basically, Russell Crowe is a genuine dude, like actually good, knows what the emperor wants for the future of Rome, which was to turn it back to the Senate, to give it back to the people, to be done with emperors.
Gotcha.
But his son didn't want that. So anyway, his son kills his father, becomes emperor, and then Russell Crowe gets like fucking pushed into exile, gets into the slave trade, gets bought, and then he's forced to become a gladiator and fight for his fucking freedom. And eventually, it ends with him getting his vengeance and killing Joaquin Phoenix for killing the real emperor. Russell Crowe at the end becomes the emperor for a very short, brief moment before he dies, and then literally turns the power back to the Senate to give it back to the people so it can be a true democracy, and then dies. But Russell Crowe in the movie was in love with a woman that was the sister to the emperor's son, the guy who became the emperor, the bad guy. And this is getting all confusing. But anyway, basically Russell Crowe had a son with a royalty.
Okay.
With the chick, okay. And so it would have been the grandson of the legit emperor, right? And so anyway, Russell Crowe dies, so that kid grows up and doesn't know who his father is. And just he's basically like a peasant, like whatever. And then he finds out who his father is. He ends up becoming a gladiator. He kind of like owns it and is taking it all back and stuff like that. So it's kind of like the continuation of that. And then in the end, his son becomes the emperor.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's the rightful heir to it. And
Gotcha.
everything. So it's pretty good. You know, I was exhausted when I went to go see the movie, so I was like kind of bobbing for apples at one fucking point. You know, probably because I'd watched like 6 hours of film in like a 24-hour period, like in the theater. But you know, it was pretty good. It's got Denzel Washington in it too. So
right on.
You know what I mean?
I always like his stuff.
He's not a bad dude. He's pretty good at what he does, man. So, but yeah, Gladiator 2 was good, man. That gets a thumbs up for me. I liked Wicked a lot more than what I anticipated. I thought it was pretty good, even though it's more of a childish thing. But it was pretty good, man. They put a lot of money in Wicked, I can tell you that. Oh, fuck ton of money in that shit. But part 2 will be a hell of a lot better, because if you haven't seen the musical or you haven't read it or anything like that, it gets fucking wild. And the story and the twist they put on everything is actually pretty fucking cool. So... But, yeah, man, I don't know. So, I don't know. I've burned through those movies recently, so I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do.
Shit, you have plans now. You have family.
You found a family, man. That's cool. They're good people, too, man. Yeah, they like me, so it's cool. But, yeah, you know, holiday season, man, that's kind of like the time for it and everything like that. What else have I been up to? Speaking of, like, holiday season. Oh, dude, I didn't even, like, really talk about it. I went to the Texas Renaissance Festival last weekend for the first time ever in my life.
Dude, that shit's fun.
Dude, that shit was fucking dope, man. It's something I always wanted to do when I was a kid. Never got around to it because the campgrounds are like 2.5 hours from where we're from.
Yeah.
But me and the girlfriend said fuck it, and we booked it there on a Saturday. Dude, if you're in that Texas region, you need to go to the Texas Renaissance Festival, man. Like that is a good time, man.
Yeah, like I don't even like shit, but I do like that. What theme were you there for?
It was a theme. It was called Scottish Fling.
Okay.
So it was like basically like a week or so or whatever, but it was just like all kilts and everything. And I mean, you can go dress. I went dressed in normal clothes.
Yeah.
And, but what's cool is like when you go there, once you enter the campgrounds, I mean,
it's like that time period.
It's that time period, man. And everyone that works there is in character. They have the accents. I mean, I ate so much food. Like I can't eat how many turkey legs I was just walking around with. Like
the turkey legs. I want a turkey leg for Thanksgiving, dude. Fuck the turkey.
Yeah, dude.
Just give everyone a turkey leg, dude.
It's so convenient.
And it's so good.
It's so good. Man.
Oh shit! You reminded me of the turkey leg.
So watch some like legit jousting. Watch some steel combat, like swords and shit. That was really cool. Watched a badass fire show at the end. I was like, God damn. What fucking else? Saw a birds of prey exhibit where they had like falcons and owls and shit that were like trained and everything, flying through the crowd, picking shit up and everything. Which would be dope, man, to have like a falcon. I saw they had like an area that's like a pirate theme, like it's like on a coast or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went and saw a pirate burlesque show. So it was like 3 sexy women pirates like doing the show where they're just stripping down to like pasties and like booby tassels and G-strings and shit. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this shit. So, shit, what else? Oh, dude, I got a fucking palm reading for the first time in my life because they had a fortune teller.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, dangerously accurate.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, as soon as I walked out, I was like, whew. Might be something to that. And just like
start looking behind her.
Yeah, she hit the nail on the head with that one. I was like, what? Shit, what else, man? Oh man, just a lot of food was like a big one, man. I saw a comedy show there.
I did too.
Yeah, they had like a recreation of like Shakespeare's Globe, and it was at a stage called the Globe. Yeah. But they had a comedian there, and he was funny, and it's kind of cool because even though it's like family oriented, you can go in character and stuff. They'll have things for adults, like they serve alcohol there. They also have shows, like they'll have signs posted, this show is rated R, like, or they'll have 21 and up or something like that. And they're really good at keeping that separated from like the main campgrounds and everything, or the main festivals and stuff. But, yeah, the comedian was funny. I did see a comedy troupe later, like the last night, called Opal and Jade. They were 2 sisters. And they literally just sang. Like, they were professional singers, but it was comedy.
Oh, right on.
And they were just talking shit, then they did crowd work during it. It was a good time, man. I think the Renfest, man, is going to be something I'm going to do next year. I'm planning on actually going all out and like getting dressed up and doing all that stuff, man. I think I'm going to go as like some barbarian shit, like some Viking, you know, like some furs and shit, some boots, maybe a kilt. Go all out, camp out there for a few days and do all that, man. But it's a good time, man. I was talking to like wizards and shit. I was like, you know.
Yeah, I went there, I guess it must have been like 4 years ago now, and it was for the medieval theme stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. It was me and a girl I was with at the time. We rented like the little yurt looking thing, like out in the campground, and then the next day we woke up, took mushrooms and went into the campground or went into the actual festival thing, and I just had shades on because my eyes were blown. But it was so much
like
fun.
Saucers.
Yeah, like I was just like walking around through every one of we walked through every single one of those booths, and like because they have awesome shit in there, man.
They have like glass blowing, like
all kinds of crazy
shit,
handmade and I was just like I'm smart enough to not touch anything.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, this is the coolest shit ever. And then like had beers, had the fucking turkey leg, of course.
Yeah.
But it was just an all around great time. Everyone was really nice. Like there was no bullshit.
Yeah.
Everyone was just there for that reason, and there was no stupid ass shit.
Everyone just wants to have a fun time.
Exactly. There was nobody was starting shit.
Yeah.
Like
now I will say this as a disclaimer. Like you have the festival, and then around like I think like 8:30, it's kind of over. And then you have the campgrounds.
And the campground gets fucky.
Now, that's where it gets wild, because that's literally people camping out in tents and RVs, and there's a lot of alcohol, a lot of drugs, like weed, mushrooms, and stuff. I think they have some campgrounds that are kind of reserved more for families.
I think they do, yeah.
But they got some of the wild shit.
The main campground is like a fucking free-for-all.
It's just one massive drug-induced orgy, you know? So.
Dude, and there was like, all right, so there's the campground, and then there's the festival grounds, and then to the other side, did you see there was like some huge fucking, it looked like, whenever I was there, it was like some White Castle looking building thing.
No, I didn't see it.
Dude, they had that shit, and we went there like at night, and it was like a full on club. Like,
oh really?
Like with bouncers and shit, and like it was just like it was huge as fuck. There was DJs in there, like multiple different like.
Just people in there in chainmail, just dancing.
Yeah, dude, getting down, man, getting fucked up.
Got a crossbow. Yeah. Got a box hanging up.
But yeah, man, it is a damn good time.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the foxtails, something weird kind of happened to me at the fucking Renfest. I don't know what's going on. I mean, okay.
I don't know. I know what I immediately thought of, but it's probably not.
It's what you're thinking.
Oh shit.
Okay. So like they sell like foxtails, like they're like, I mean they sell like animal furs and all kinds of shit. And they're all real. And so they have, one thing I noticed is like girls would have foxtails like clipped on like from their ass, and I don't know, I was there with my girlfriend and we were looking at one and I was just like, kind of putting it on, and I was like, why is this hot? Like, what is am I becoming a furry? Is this what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, I just was like, I remember putting it back on the shelf, and I was like, I shouldn't explore that anymore. I should just keep going.
Not ready for this.
I'm not ready for this, you know? I was like, that's kind of hot. I was like, what is that? Where does that come from? I don't know why. I think it's because it's something that catches the eye and you follow it up to the ass.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what it is. You know what I mean? So
it's a slippery slope.
Slippery slope. Next thing you know, you're full on fucking looking like Scooby-Doo in the fucking bedroom, dude. So, but I don't know. We also just got done with Halloween not too long ago, so my head's all still kind of fucked up, you know, like from all the shit that I've seen. But no, yeah, Ringfest is great, man. You guys ever get a chance, like, go and do it? I mean, the Texas one's good. I'm sure they got them all over the country. So, but
yeah, the Texas one I think is like one of the bigger ones.
Is it really?
I think so.
I wouldn't be surprised. That shit was massive, dude. It took me like 45 minutes to leave because traffic was so bad.
Oh yeah.
I was like, God, like, I mean, sitting in my car waiting, it took 45 minutes to get it back on the highway. But
and the good thing is going now, like the weather's fucking great. It's not hot, it's not cold, it's just
perfect.
It's comfortable. It's good.
Perfect, man. Yeah. I wore like a light long sleeve and it was like, all right, here we go. Because you know, doing that shit at the beginning, like when it's still like 90 fucking degrees.
Dude, that's not fun. Not fucking.
Because I camped out. There's 2 festivals I've camped at before. I camped at a fucking rock concert called Rock am Ring at the Nürburgring in Germany. Camped there for 3 days. That was cool, but it was colder. So it was like a lot of blankets and shit at night. And then I camped at a EDM festival called Mysteryland. I believe it was in the middle of June in Amsterdam. And I was there for 3 days. That was rough. That was very fucking hot.
Yeah.
And we were literally in a field with no trees. Like there was no shade. Like it was just like baking in the sun. I was like, oh my God. And we didn't shower the entire time we were there. So it's just, dude, that drive home, because it was just me and my buddy, him and I, and dude, that drive home, we had to have the windows cracked in the car. It was fucking rank, dude.
And on top, like, the smell is one thing. The other thing, you just feel like you're dying. Like, you want to just go home, shower, and then get in the bed and not fucking move. Like,
yeah, I need to be clean.
Yeah.
It's like Frank Reynolds on It's Always Sunny when he becomes obsessed with
all
germs. Shit, he's like covered in like fucking germ eggs and shit. Yeah, dude. Yeah, festival gets you feeling fucking dirty. That's for fucking sure.
They will. It's amazing while it's happening, but then you'll come to that point, or like whenever it's done, you're just like, dude, I cannot wait to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Mine just gets me is the heat, man. As long as I'm not getting sunburned and I don't have like excessive heat on me, I can be fine, you know. But like, if I'm just standing out there in the sun, especially at EDM festival, man, because this shit was started like noon. Yeah. And so like they used to be standing in a crowd, it'd be hot as fuck. You ain't got nothing to drink. There's no water around. You're just like, God damn it, dude, you know, and like. You already got
people are on drugs.
Yeah, at noon you got people taking ecstasy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, God, you know this goes on till like 4 a.m, right?
And they're like, dude, it's like in about 3 hours you're gonna be in the fucking medical tent with heat exhaustion.
Yeah, no shit. That's why I was like, man, some of those kids are fucking brave taking that shit because you know the MDMA, like it'll just heat up your body like a motherfucker, and then you have a heat
and dehydrate you too, like yeah.
So. But they're a little better at taking care of shit like that over there than we are.
They are.
Here,
like,
so.
They have free water.
Yeah, and the drugs are relatively pure.
Well, yes, some of the places they have the actual test tents.
Yeah, they had them where I was at, the Mysteryland. So they had they were like harm reduction. It was actually ran by a private org called Unity, and they would pass out education templates. They would talk to you if you were tripping and freaking out. You could sit and talk to them.
Like, calm them down.
Yeah, they had nurses sitting in there. They would actually test your shit, and they passed out condoms too.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was really cool, man. And I was like, why can't we just do this shit in America? Like, we all know people are doing it. So why not try to be as responsible as possible about
with the amount of
being
fucking
stupid?
Yeah, with the amount of fucking money it costs for a festival ticket. Like, that should be, like, they should kind of pool some of that money and be like, okay, here's going to be some harm reduction shit.
It's just like, I don't know, just some of these laws, like, fucking are bonkers to me, man. It's like, you can't legally do that shit at festivals in America.
True.
And it's like, and it's also to bring it back to, like, fucking episodes ago where we covered this shit. Why the fuck is Texas the only state that borders Mexico where you cannot legally buy fentanyl testing strips? Why is that a thing? What fucking state officials from our Congress, put that in a bill that the governor signed off onto into law to state that private citizens cannot test for one of the worst poisons to hit our goddamn nation and cause one of the worst epidemics of an entire generation. Why?
Yeah, like, if you think being able to test that shit is going to promote anything negative, you're an idiot.
Yes.
The only thing it promotes is not dying.
And you want to know what I think? I hate to get all nefarious and conspiracy theory because I'm trying to be joyful this holiday season. I really am. But I guess an episode's not an episode unless I go on a rant. So Justin's always fucking ranting on this shit. I actually think that there is some people that want the opioid crisis to continue. They want the fentanyl to become a problem the most because it is a problem that will solve itself because it's easier to let them die in the streets than it is to treat a fucking problem. They, like how much it would cost with healthcare and medication and treatment and all that. They're like, fuck that. We can't even figure that shit out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to give them the opportunity to kill themselves. If they get off of it, cool. It's fine. Solves itself. If they don't, fuck it. Not our problem anymore. Who gives a shit? Yeah, sad story. Move on. Next fucking problem, And I really do think that's happening. And when I saw that fucking bill become law in the state of Texas, I lost a lot of fucking respect and faith for our elected officials. And I was like, well, people need to start asking fucking questions. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of companies that will still ship them to you in Texas.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit. A lot of them just say, fuck it. We don't give a fuck. What are you going to do? I'm sending you a piece of paper with a reagent on there, to test for fucking fentanyl. I'm not hurting anyone. It's not illegal. It's not the drug itself. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, that makes no sense. Which wasn't Tony Hinchcliffe gonna make some fucking? It was they had a product and they were gonna attach fentanyl test strips to it.
Yeah,
and they couldn't do it.
He was gonna make his own brand of canned water. And
that's
it was
right. That's right.
A fentanyl test strip attached to it.
Yeah, for you could take it off and actually use it.
Can't do it in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? I mean, so just just pay attention and just start asking questions because the thing is, these laws and stuff they don't get passed unless somebody is making money somewhere or gaining power somewhere. And who the fuck is making that money? I don't know. But it definitely seems like a problem they don't want to fucking solve.
Which is weird because you would think, dying in the long run, dying is the cheap route, like you said. But you would think pharmaceutical companies and insurance and hospitals would be like, no, I want these people to live so we can fucking keep treating them. So, but there has to be. You're right.
Maybe it could just be
follow the money.
Maybe it could just be the politicians. They're like, we can't handle the healthcare issues in America. So we just, instead of addressing this as a healthcare crisis...
I think it's blaming on an idiot that OD'd.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what's happening.
It probably looks better on their fucking numbers and statistics and stuff.
So, I don't know.
The quarterly flow chart, they're like, yeah, see, we're doing good here. We're doing good here.
Call me crazy. Hey, that Kratom shit's starting to raise a lot of questions with lawsuits now. I see that shit coming down. Whoopsie.
It's only a matter of time, man. You can't give people anything good without bad things happening.
Yeah. I mean, it's also people just tend to overindulge, too.
For sure. That's the American way.
So, but, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, it's definitely something that's always kind of, racked my brain a little bit. I'm like, there's no real answer other than one that I just gave that makes any sense to me. I'm sure I'm seeing it through rose-colored glasses, a fucking single lens. I don't work in healthcare. You know what I mean? I'm fucking sure as shit not a politician because I fucking value myself as a human being. But so I mean, who knows, man? I mean, I'm sure, especially on that level, no solution is going to be easy.
No.
And it's going to be painful.
But it just doesn't make sense.
No. And I think if the right people started digging enough into a lot of those people that made those into laws, I think a lot of questions would come up, man. And I don't know. Maybe we should get Elon Musk in on it because he's joined the dream team for the Trump administration.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's talking about cutting down some excessive spending. You see that shit?
Oh,
he's talking about cutting down $2 trillion.
Did you see some of the shit that they were already uncovering that we were spending money on?
No, I haven't looked into it at all. Really like that.
So I did a very short research thing on it and okay, so the things I can think of off the top of my head, they gave, which they had already brought this up, but they had $20,000 for drag shows in Ecuador. That is a legitimate thing.
$20,000?
Yeah, $20,000 for Ecuadorian drag shows.
Just a one-time check? Just here you go? They just sent that to Ecuador?
Yeah.
Dude, that's them paying somebody off.
Makes no sense.
That's literally some government official getting paid off by the U.S. government. That's all the fuck that is.
Then they had a $58,000 fund to sponsor the research of butterflies in Eastern Europe. Then there was another one. It was around. These were like relatively minuscule amounts of money compared to like trillions, but they just fucking add up, and it's just the amount, the total
very
bullshit.
quickly get into hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
and shit.
like another one was like they were doing like a couple of animal testing things came up, but it was all shit that wasn't happening in America. They were like running tests on cats and other shit. Like
yeah. We're trying to see if a cat can suffer from clinical depression in Ecuador after participating in a drag show.
After being exposed to 12 hours of non-stop drag shows.
Does Lexapro work on cats? Yes or no? Yeah. Yeah, government spending is out of fucking control. And the thing is like I've seen the critics a little bit on the news coming on, like they're all liberal as fuck, and they're like, he can't do it, it's impossible. And Musk came out, he was like, we have to cut back our spending. We're spending too much money. We're spending more than we have.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't end well. And the thing is I'll listen to what that fucking dude says, because even though you may not like his personal ideologies and shit, you cannot deny how successful and influential he's become from almost relatively nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, oh yeah, he got $1 million from like his parents because they own an emerald mine in South Africa. Yeah, but he's also worth like $300 billion.
Yeah.
Runs Tesla, Starlink, The Boring Company, Twitter, you fucking name it. He's got his fingers in it. He's even looking at doing other shit. He's creating this massive grid network of fucking satellites that would give internet to every goddamn human being on the face of this fucking planet. You know? And I'm pretty fucking sure I trust that dude balancing a budget.
Yeah. And if you give any other person $1 million, are they gonna be able to fucking land a rocket back in the same place it fucking shot out of?
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Exactly.
Like he's already going down in history.
So they're like shitting on him and stuff. And what it is, and I was watching on like CNN and stuff, man. And what it is, it's all these fucking parasitic fucking bureaucratic motherfuckers. They're getting on because all of a sudden their jobs were threatened.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's starting to realize, I think people are starting to realize, like, a lot of these people aren't really necessary to have anymore.
A lot of the mainstream media isn't necessary to have anymore.
No.
Which a lot of, of course, it is impossible to totally make the government efficient. But if you can cut out goddamn Ecuadorian drag shows and cat research over, and,
if we can just slash 10%.
Yeah.
Like,
that's 10% better than what we were fucking doing before.
Bring that back to the people, man. Use it on your actual fucking people, you know? But
give us those goddamn stimulus checks again.
I remember how they were like blaming it. They were like, nobody wants to get a job because of the stimulus checks. I was like, what?
Like dude, $1,200.
$1,200 one fucking time? Are you shitting me?
I'm retiring. That's like Trailer Park Boys shit, dude. Like they get $5,000. Like I'm retired for life. Like all right. I can cover food.
Oh, I got a hair stuck in my throat. Yeah, dude, it's like they get one check for like $1,200 or whatever. Then it's just like, this is why they don't want to go back to work.
Nobody wants to work.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? That might pay your rent.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe.
Or your mortgage or whatever.
If you live in the shitty, like, poverty-stricken southern state, it will.
For 1 month.
Yeah, dude, like, if you live in Alabama, it'll probably pay your rent. But
it like, doesn't even cover utilities.
No,
and food
no.
And shit, you know? So, I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about Musk coming in and like trying to iron that shit out a little bit. You know, I think that's important.
And I think it'll be good for Vivek to be in there also, because I feel like he'll probably at least try to maybe balance some stuff to where Elon might hone in on some stuff. Maybe Vivek could give him a different perspective.
He's got a dream team going on with that shit.
He really fucking
and
does.
He's got RFK Jr. He's talking about fucking putting in charge of like the FDA potentially and all this other shit.
Which I am excited about that, dude.
Dude, you know them motherfuckers are worried, dude.
If you got
shit.
We don't give financial advice, but if you have stocks in Hibisco and Nestle and all that shit, you probably ought to start selling some of that stuff.
You might want to start phasing that shit out, because
if you're invested in hot Cheetos, your days are numbered.
There's gonna be some shit that changes, man. Quick.
And I fucking hope so, man. I'm tired of our goddamn people getting poisoned. That's like
we get poisoned. We're sick as fuck. We're fat as fuck. Like, we suffer, even if you look physically, like, put together, it's like the shit in your fucking head. Like, I'm like, I get everyone has issues, but, like, we've talked about it a million times on the show, ladies and gentlemen, but Moses and I, combined, we've been to well over 50 countries, okay? And the rest of the world does not have these fucking problems.
Or not nearly to the extent.
Yeah, and it's like something is fucking up. And I think a lot of it is our diet, man.
100%. And for us to be in the most technologically advanced position in our lifetime and to be the most unhealthy mentally and physically is fucking bullshit.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Doesn't make any sense.
There's nefarious means behind that. I get it if a person is uneducated enough to not make their own decision and just buy stupid bullshit they see in the store, that's one thing. But if it's like literally poisonous chemicals that are not allowed in multitudes of other countries, that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I met an executive for Coca-Cola one time that wouldn't let his own children drink sodas.
Smart man.
That should tell you everything you need to know.
No shit.
But I don't know. I mean, times are changing, man. You know, and I think this is the one shot to have these 4 years to be like, hey, this could happen. Really, the first 2 years, because they'll control Congress during that time for sure. And it's like, so this is the first 2 years to see could it actually work, you know? And if they do right and they really make some serious change, I don't care who you are. You can't deny the facts.
At that point, you need to just shut the fuck up and just accept. Like, just accept the happy handout that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who, if your pal lost the race, like, just shut up and enjoy the good
stuff. I saw a funny picture of RFK Jr. It was like a good photo. It was like him in a limousine. They had it kind of like black and white, and he had like a really stern, serious look on his face. The window rolled down, looking into the camera, and it said, "Get in, we're making America skinny again."
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, if there's one dude that can if he has the fucking backing of the President of the United States, if there's one dude that can really change it, it's RFK Jr. Mm-hmm. I'm fucking telling you right now. And that dude is a genuine fucking guy, man.
And I think realistically, the way that things panned out, how they did, I think is even better. Like, I think him being in charge of this one thing would be better than him being in charge of everything, because now he can really focus on what he knows best and let Trump handle all the other crazy bullshit and just let him do what he wants to do and give him his actual job.
And who knows, man, maybe if he's really efficient at what he does and actually really is good, he could run around and run for president again.
Very fucking true. Very true.
You know?
Yeah, because if everyone's happy with how he does this, he'd be like, look, I handled this shit the way that needed to be handled. Let me get the next step up.
Let's go worry about this other shit now. So I'm actually really excited about the future, man.
I am too, man.
Fucking, because, buddy, that could have went a whole other direction with that. You know, be like, fuck!
I've pumped the brakes on my cynicism a little bit, man.
Yeah, so fuck it, there might be
feeling a little bit better about this shit.
Shit. Speaking of cynicism, have you seen the Tyson Paul fight?
Oh god, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
Ridiculous,
you think it was rigged?
I kind of feel like it was, but at the same time, dude, like you watched it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, Mike's an old dude. He was
58 years old.
He was tired. Like, he was physically tired.
Did you see the videos, the compilations that people made of him training compared to how he was fighting in the fight?
Yeah.
That dude was holding back. That dude was 100% holding back. But I mean, they gave 6 cards to Jake Paul by unanimous, like, to win. But I don't know. I mean, it was, and then the Netflix was like super shitty with like their streaming and stuff. Like, it kept fucking up and everything. So it was just like, I don't know. But
yeah, I actually ended up watching the fight off of one of my friends on Facebook. She was at the fight and was just live streaming it. So
really?
I was just watching her shit off of Facebook.
Damn, that would have been cool to see. But
it wasn't buffering.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like a genuine fight to me, you know. And I already kind of felt like that going into it because of the age difference or whatever, but...
Which, either way, it was the greatest cash grab of all time.
It was,
That was what they got.
It was like that fucking Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Exactly.
Like, dude, we all knew how that was going to fucking go and what that was. And then I think McGregor, even though he lost, I can't remember how much he got. It was like $250 million.
Something ridiculous.
Like some shit. And I think Mayweather got like $300 or $400 million, you know? Like...
That iconic picture of Mayweather at that table and just stacks of cash, dude.
Yeah. There's a picture of them on a fucking private jet after the fight, and it's just piles of cash around them. And they're both just smiling. They're just, like, fucking hugging and shit. Yeah, dude, like, you and I are, like, best friends. I would beat the fuck out of you for that, or let you beat the fuck out of me.
Whatever needed to happen, I would be down, dude. For 10% of 200, dude, I don't even fucking care, man.
Dude, give me fucking $50.
Yeah, be like, what's up? Like, come on. If we could make that money, get those brand deals, dude, it's over. Whatever needs to happen, we'll make it happen.
So I feel like the Tyson Paul fight was rigged. I do think so. And like, I mean, people were calling Paul out. They were like, Paul, He's getting to where he can't fucking hide anymore, man. Because they're like, hey, when are you actually going to legitimately start, like, competing and going against, like, trained professionals that are in your weight class, in your age range, like, all this other shit? Like, when are you going to do that and quit, like, hiding behind, like, people who have either been recently seriously injured or there is a significant age gap and shit like that, you know?
But,
and
I mean, maybe...
dodges it every time.
Maybe he doesn't care, because, I mean, does he really need... He doesn't really have to justify that shit, to be honest. He can just keep taking the fat checks.
I know, so it's like, who's really winning here, you know? Like, God.
I mean, maybe he's gonna build his career on being like a stunt, dude, like stunt boxer or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter.
Dude, if I was him, I would have checked out a long time ago and just quit doing shit. I mean, the motherfucker, he's got to be pushing close to $1 billion now, dude.
Surely.
I mean, for real, like, how much money does he just make from YouTube alone, man? You know? And, I mean, he's on, like, some Mr. Beast level shit with his crap now at this fucking point. If you include everything, like all the fighting and all that crap, man, like, I mean, he just gets paid out the ass.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The guy, like, his whole attitude, his persona, like, I think he's a fucking idiot, honestly. But, I mean, fuck it. He figured something out, you know? He got something fucking right. I think he got lucky as he got on YouTube early. Right in its infancy, like, I think he got lucky with that shit and then kind of built a following very quickly, and it just grew and grew and grew. But it was funny to see them pulling old videos of him, be like, "This is who Mike Tyson's fighting." And it's like videos of Jake Paul when he's like 15.
Yeah, like dude, he was on the fucking Disney Channel shit. Like, during the commercials they would have the little kids like dancing around and shit.
Yeah, just doing dumb shit.
And Mike Tyson was like beating the shit out of grown men already.
Yeah. Yeah,
fucking with my pigeons.
Shit. Speaking of fighting, man, I just recently joined a fucking MMA gym in town.
Oh yeah,
the one we got. Yeah. I may look fine right now on camera, ladies and gentlemen, but I can't use my legs. It was really hard just to sit down. Yeah, man. It's something I've always been interested in because, I mean, I've always enjoyed UFC, like watching it and stuff, and I've had friends who were fighters, like legitimate amateur fighters and stuff, but I couldn't tell you what fucking 3/4 guard was, full guard, full mount, like none of that shit. I couldn't tell you any of that shit. And But it was something I just thought about, man, and then I lost a bunch of weight. I mean, you just go back and look at some of our videos from about 6 months ago, and you'll be able to clearly see there's about a 40-pound fucking difference on Justin. But with that little crazy phase where I dyed my hair blonde, and yeah, it's just whatever. It was like a quarter-life crisis I was going through. But so I was like, fuck it, like I lost all this fucking weight. Like now I need to like start actually training and conditioning myself for something. And then I was like, what do I want to be? You know, do I want to be a runner? Do I want to be a swimmer? Like, you know, these are things I've done before in the past, but like, what do I really want to hone in on? And I decided to look into a MMA gym that we have in town. And I was like, well, at least with this, I get some, not just the health benefits of it, but I get a real world application from it.
Yeah, skill.
Yeah, where it's like, you can defend yourself, you know? And so I signed up, did it. It's a little more expensive than what the fuck I thought it was going to be. It was like $200 a month. I was like, God damn. But they were like, this includes everything.
I bet it's more in other places, though.
Probably.
I bet it.
Yeah. And because we live in Podunk, Egypt, or was it Beaufuck, Egypt? Like, middle of nowhere. But
it's good and bad.
So, but yeah, 2 days a week, man, I take Muay Thai, which is just like striking, like punching, kicking, all that shit. And then 2 other days a week, I take Jiu-Jitsu, which is like grappling on the ground, like all that stuff. But it's cool, man. Like, I mean, like instantly fell in love with it. It was like, oh, this is what I like, man. Especially the Jiu-Jitsu, man, because I don't know, like it's something about, it's physically demanding, right? And then even though you have, because you know, I'd be like, oh, like I have like strong thighs because you need to run all the time, all this other shit. But like you're using your muscles in a way you're not accustomed to, right? And so it's not only that, but then you're solving a problem in front of you. Because it's like, okay, I have to pin this person. There may be 6 steps to me pinning this person that I have to do, and I have to get them all there. But they could switch something in the middle, and it changes what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so you have to think. You can't just go in there with brute force. You have to really think about what you're doing. And that's really cool. And then also, too, like, seeing people that have only been doing it for 3 months or 6 months. Because at the end of the class, you know, they'll have like an hour-long class. 30 minutes of warm-up, hour-long class, and 30 minutes of free rolling. Free rolling is basically just whoever shows up, you fight, pretty much, in jiu-jitsu. And so you're watching guys who are 3 months in, 6 months in, a year in, whatever. But you can just see that guys who have been doing it for 3 months or 6 months, like they can handle themselves way better than someone who's just starting out like in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like it's a significant change. And I think that like it's important. Like I decided like after doing that for a little while, which I'm definitely sticking with it, that if I ever have a kid, especially a daughter, they will do that because that will teach you how to fucking defend yourself. Like there's no way around it. Because I would even watch like an experienced fighter who say is 5'8", 160 pounds, right, go against an inexperienced fighter who is 6'2" and is 220 pounds, and I would watch that skinny kid fucking just run shop on his ass.
Yeah.
And it's to actually see it play out like that, I was like, oh my god, like there's something to it, And then there's the fitness, and one thing too, like I want to say, man, about that gym is everyone there is humble. Everyone there is cool. They're super friendly. And it's like this weird unspoken rule of like, yeah, we could just all fuck each other up so we just don't have issues.
Yeah.
But like everyone's super friendly. I walked in not knowing shit. Every single person was introducing themselves to me. They were just like, hey, like, this is my name, blah, 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 blah. This is what we're doing. Like, and had a one-on-one trainer starting out. It was like, I got to teach you these basic warm-ups, got to teach you these basic stances and all this other stuff. And I don't know, it's just really cool, man. And then it's like a lot of guys, I would say between the ages of 25 and 35, a lot of ex-military, a lot of law enforcement, stuff like that. So it's kind of like being back in that environment is cool. And then like it's just like the most masculine shit you can do, man, because it's just sweaty dudes just slamming each other around and just beating the fuck out of each other four nights a week. You know what I mean? So, but it's cool, man. I mean, my only regret is that I didn't find it earlier in life, man.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done it a hell of a lot earlier, but I don't know, man. I'm fucking, trying to turn a new leaf, man. I'm getting plans for 2025 once we get through the holidays, really focusing on fitness, with the fighting stuff, focusing on the finances, man, focusing on the education, just doing it all right, man. I'm going to try to take 1 year to grind like a motherfucker and then focus on this show and the writing and the comedy and all that stuff, man. I want to take 1 year where I just pedal to the metal, just full fucking send, and just see what I can accomplish in one fucking year. Because if you really, really push yourself for 1 year, you can be a different man.
For sure.
100% all around, And I just think it's that time. Like, I'm hitting that point where I'm basically getting close to the halfway point in my life where it's like, I got to make a decision how the rest of this is going to go. You know what I mean? Like, can I just be out of shape and sit on the couch and eat honey buns and watch fucking Netflix all fucking day? Or, like, can I actually, use the skills and the abilities that I have to actually do better and do some good in the fucking world, But I will say this, though, just as a shout-out to all 27 people who actually watch the show. If you have a daughter, or if you're just a woman in general, I will tell you this. Get into jiu-jitsu. That, in the event that you're ever attacked or anything physically like that, that will teach you how to defend yourself and take control of a situation where you otherwise would not have control. And it is, just trust me on that, it is worth doing. But I don't know, man. Bring it all back. Holidays are upon us, man. About to roll. I mean, as soon as we get done with this, man, I'm getting ready to start prepping stuff for tomorrow's Thanksgiving, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving for us, man. Yep. Happy Thanksgiving.